Hey YouTube, Brian, LCS. Thanks for stopping by the channel. And this video, 10 comic book keys and what they cost from 1994. So we're going to jump into a little bit of a time machine today because I recently went to my LCS and they had purchased a new collection. And in that collection was a number of older Overstreet price guides. And so I picked one up. This is the 24th edition from 1994. About 30 years ago, almost 31, since we're filming this in 2025. But for some reason, I like the 30 number, I like even numbers. So I picked this up and I've been reading through this. And if you get a chance to pick up one of these older Overstreet price guides, I would highly recommend it. There's a lot of history in these books. Obviously, it has all of the prices, but has a number of other things, information about the hobby and tips and a lot of different comic book dealers. And because remember, 1994 was kind of pre-high speed internet. High speed internet didn't really hit until about 95, 96. We had dial up back then. Yeah, I'm taking you back, right? Back in the days before Wi-Fi and high speed internet. But so in 94, the internet was still kind of new to a lot of people. So the Overstreet Guide was really kind of the Bible on how you price books. No grading, right? CGC didn't start grading books until early 2000. So this is about 6 years before grading became. But in the guide, it has the grading information, and they list books by different grade prices by different grades. So they have a good, fine, and near mint, and they actually list the grades. So a good 2.5, fine at 6.5, and then near mint at 9.4. So we're going to take a look at 10 books, 3 modern books, 3 Silver Age, and 4 Golden Age books, and compare their prices from 94 and today. See what kind of deals you could have got back 30 years ago. But if you were focused on back issues at that time, I collected in the 80s, and I was always buying new books. Never really, uh, had much interest in back issues for some reason. I wish I knew that, what I know now then, because I certainly would have snatched up some of those books at that time. But I guess it's because, as a teenager, as a young kid, before I was driving, oftentimes I would just go to the convenience store, or if I was out shopping with my parents, that's where I'd pick up my books. But even as I got older and was able to drive and go to an LCS, I would always kind of focus on the new books. I would look at some of the back issues, but I don't really remember picking up that many back issues, over the years. So could have been, and we'll see with the 10 we're going to show today, could have made some money. But hey, I'm rambling. Let's jump into the list. Up first on the list, we have Gobbledygook number 1, which was an early preview on the back cover of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And now in 1994, you could have picked up a near mint copy for $220. Today's value is $38,400, a 17,354.5% increase. Wow, I really wish I had the foresight to pick this book back up in 1994. Up next, we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1. And in 1994, you could have picked this book up for $240 in a near mint condition. Today's cost is $20,838 with a 30-year increase of 8,582.5%. Wow, that's like $5,000 a turtle. Up next on our list is Spider-Man number 1, the Todd McFarlane series. This is the Platinum Edition in a near mint, and in 1994 that would have cost you $250. Today's cost is $657, so a 30-year increase of 162.8%. Gotta love me some Spidey. And our first Silver Age book on the list is Showcase number 4, the first appearance of Barry Allen, The Flash. And in 1994, a near mint copy would have cost you $18,000. Today's cost, $700,000, with a 30-year increase of 3,700 and let's call it 89%. Wow. That is a serious investment. I'm not sure if I would have had 18 grand in 94, but I really wish I did. All right, put your seatbelt on. We're starting to hit some of the big boy books. Our next Silver Age book is Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man. And in 1994, this book would have cost you, in a near mint condition, $20,000. Today, the book is fetching $795,000 in that same condition, a 30-year increase of 3,875%. Our first Golden Age book on the list is Superman number 1. Superman number 1 in a near mint condition in 1994 would have cost you $70,000. Today's value, even at a lower grade of an 8.0, is valued at $5,300,000, a 30-year increase of 7,471%. Wow. Our next Golden Age book on the list is Marvel Comics number 1, the first book published by Timely Comics, who eventually became Marvel Comics. And in 1994, you could have picked up a copy of this for $75,000. And today's cost, it is $1.2 million, a 30-year increase of 1,580%. And now this book features the second appearance of Submariner and the Human Torch. Our second to last book on the list is Action Comics number 1. And in 1994, a near mint copy would have cost you a cool $90K. In today's cost, even in a lower grade, an 8.5 recently sold for $6 million, a 30-year increase of 6,567%. Even in a 0.5 grade, this book fetches several $100,000 and reminds you just how popular Superman is. Last but certainly not least on our list is Detective Comics number 27, which features the first appearance of Batman and Commissioner Gordon. In 1994, this book would have cost you $92,000 in a near mint condition. A recent sale of a 6.5 sold for $1.8 million, a 30-year increase of 1,275%. But who knows what a higher grade copy of this book could fetch in today's market. So thanks so much for watching. I know this is a little bit of a longer video, but what did you think of those 10 books? Crazy the amount of value that you could have picked up, in 94. Obviously, like I said, 30 years ago, but just crazy how some of these books have exploded in price over the years. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have the opportunity to pick up an older Overstreet price guide, I certainly recommend it. A lot of just great information. And I might in a future video take kind of a deep dive in some of the other information that's included in this book. But we'll save that for another day. But let me know down in the comments, did you pick up, back issues when you first started collecting, or were you really focused on new issues, new books coming out every week, every month? Let me know what you thought of the list. Which of these, was your favorite from the list? Obviously, I mean, there's some huge keys. Obviously, as a Spider-Man guy, certainly AF-15 and Amazing Spider-Man number 1 would have been on my list if I had the foresight to pick those up back in 1994. So I don't know if I would have had the money, but anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next video. Yeah, we're